What's up guys, thanks for tuning into my channel. Today I wanted to share 5 simple cinematic gimbal moves that you can use for your footage. Check it out.
3, 2, 1.
What's up guys, thanks for tuning into my channel. Blaze here with Moves Media, and today I wanted to go over 5 really simple and cinematic shots that I love getting on a gimbal. So right off the bat, what I always recommend for anyone operating a gimbal is to make sure that your gimbal is well balanced before you start using it. It's just gonna make the motors of the gimbal have to do less work, ensure that all the footage you get is super smooth, and really maximizing the functionality of a gimbal. The other suggestion that I give filmmakers and other videographers is to get your simple gimbal shots first and then get your complex, more challenging gimbal shots second. That way, if your complex shots don't work out as you thought they would, you can always have a fallback on those basic simple gimbal maneuvers. So gimbal move number 1 is just your direct follow. The direct follow is a really cinematic shot that you can get with a moving subject where you're basically maintaining the same distance between your gimbal and your subject and follow them from front to back or back to front. Really cool when you have movement in a shot, utilizing that gimbal so the footage is nice and smooth. So using that follow shot is a great tool that I use in a lot of my videos. To add a little more complexity with this shot, you can also start with that follow and then orbit around your subject to reveal their face. This reveal is a great thing to use in filmmaking. You're basically combining 2 shots into 1 shot, and because you have the gimbal, you have the ability to do this. So extending your shot duration and doing the follow to face reveal is something I love doing with the gimbal. The next shot type that I absolutely love when I'm shooting on a gimbal is low mode or suitcase mode. This is basically when you flip your gimbal upside down, get nice and low to the ground, and get some moving shots that way. Having your camera nice and close to the ground and still having nice smooth footage is just a great cinematic tool. It creates a different perspective for your viewer and really great for following subjects, adding more mood or atmosphere to your shots. Something that I just love doing. Also with low mode, I'll often use low mode if I'm going from regular gimbal height down to a lower position to change the perspective of the shot. Operating the gimbal in low mode often gets me better results than operating it in conventional upright mode. So something to give a try if you're having some difficulty in your conventional mode. Switch to low mode or get low and use that low mode to add some variety to your shots. Something that I love about a gimbal is that you're essentially combining multiple tools into one tool, and using a gimbal, you can mimic a lot of other tools like cranes and sliders. The third shot type that I love getting is the mimic of a slider. I loved using sliders in a lot of different videos that I created, and now with a gimbal, I can actually replicate a slider look using a gimbal. How I do this is I just lock off the pan and tilt, focus on a subject, get nice and close to an object to add a reference for that slider motion, and then slowly pan towards my subject for a nice cinematic transition. Works great in a lot of different scenarios, having that slider ability. And again, I love that I can just do this on a gimbal and not have to switch to a slider. Shot number 4 is your point of interest shot. Now this is a great shot to use if you're shooting a subject or also have just a unique point of interest. And what it is a simple orbit around a subject or point of interest. Using the gimbal, this is really the only tool that would work for this kind of a shot. Having that change of angle, and if you're zoomed in, punch in a little bit further, you're gonna create a really nice parallax or that movement behind the subject in the background. So orbit, great tool, great shot type, and something I love to do on a gimbal. Shot number 5. Now this is more of a specialized shot, but I really like doing it, and I do it a ton on drones. And that's for like an intro sequence or a closing sequence where I want to have some kind of text on the screen and not to have too many details on the actual frame, but then slowly reveal a subject, a location, and a gimbal is a great way to do this. So basically how you do it is lock off your gimbal facing directly downwards, have some basic movement, keeping the frame static, and then slowly pan up to your subject or a location that looks really interesting, and the viewer is going to almost get a bit of a surprise that it's one shot from focusing on the credits or whatever's on the screen to the subject, and the scene just starts seamlessly. And one more bonus tip that I just love, especially with the Ronin-s, that you can do it on a few different gimbal types, is your 360 infinity roll. Now, this is not a shot that you're probably gonna use a lot of, but the fact that the gimbal has an ability to do this is super cool. If you're shooting music videos or just wanting to get creative with your camera, then doing this 360 roll is really awesome, really unique, and a great creative way to showcase an interesting shot. And that's basically it, guys. 5 really simple cinematic shots that you can get shooting on a gimbal. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know what you think of the tips below, or feel free to add in shots that you love to get on a gimbal. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see you next time. Peace.